Hi, welcome back to Spirits of Fashion. It's Ren. If you're new here, I do videos on all eras of fashion history, but I also every other week do a little bit about senior style and getting yourself noticed at an advanced age by wearing the things you always thought you couldn't wear, but really love to wear. I'm wearing something from the 80s today. And what we used to do in the 80s is we used to have a collared blouse or shirt, and this would get pinned right there in the center of the collar. Any kind of brooch. That was just a very big style in the 1980s, and I did that all the time. And this was the beginning of my love of vintage and old things too, and starting to wear them. So it was a lot of fun. This particular piece, though, could be worn anywhere. And like I said, it looks more Victorian than anything, but it isn't that old. But it's just such a pretty, I'd say this was probably from the 50s because of the style of it. And again, because of the color, the pink and the gray. So I just love that combination. But speaking of what I'm wearing, this was from the thrift store that I volunteer in and my husband is the manager of. And I have two other pieces to show you later that I also thrifted there last week. This is so 80s. It's the color blocking and the bright colors that really make it scream 1980s. And it's a comfortable, lightweight sweatshirt. Has a vintage tag on it. I can't show you, it's in the back, but it's really obviously from that time period. So I just love wearing things like this. And this is a statement piece in itself because you don't see this all of the time now like you did in the 1980s. So that's one of my finds from last week. So let's continue on with this. This is something that hopefully my friend who is going to get this as a gift will not be watching my video ahead of time. But this is a vintage velvet box. Jewelry box, gorgeous. The inside is a lovely cream colored velvet with the satin here, and it says by John Fogerty, and it's an incredibly beautiful brooch. So this has pearls and rhinestones, a little tulip shape around the outside, and I just think it's so gorgeous, and I know she's going to love it. She's a brooch girl, and so she's going to get this as one of her Christmas gifts. So hopefully she doesn't see this ahead of time. I don't think she will. Okay, next. See, I already forgot what I got. It's wrapped up. I don't know till I open it. It's like Christmas. Okay. Oh, Halloween. If you've been watching for a little bit, you know this is my time, and Halloween is my favorite. This is a postcard, and I know that because they had another postcard hanging up nearby, but they framed it. And look how spooky. And the colors, it's like a shade of blue that's really muted, and then it has the orange background, and then all the black, the tree, the bats, and the jack-o'-lanterns. Can't get better than this. So I have a lot of these little images. A lot of them I get in Salem, Massachusetts, when I go there with my sisters, because a lot of the places, of course, sell those, and I love to have them on display, especially this time of year. There are some that I leave up all year because to me, it's Halloween all year round. That's just how I feel about it. But this is another lovely find that I got. Two candles. I think I paid a couple dollars for these, but they are the color that I'm looking for this time of year. And I love this style with the slimmer bottom to go into any candle holder pretty much. But it's got a wider, kind of a fatter top. And I like it because it's sturdier and it just sort of sits where it's supposed to. So really nice orange candles for more Halloween fun. This is special. These, I should say. These, again, in the theme of Halloween and color. Let's look inside here. And, oh yeah. Oh, this is just one. I got two of them, so I won't show you the other one. But I got two for $12. And they're acorns, and they have a really tiny candle holder there. But I have some that I'm pretty sure will fit in there. They're much, much narrower, very thin candles. They'll look terrific in here. So two of these for $12, and I just love the orange acorn. So they'll be part of my usual Halloween display. I change it up a little bit every year. So I'm hoping to do a video once everything's up. I've been too busy to get everything up already for Halloween, but I will include a video of that in probably the next video I do. Okay. This is something I've never seen before, and we had a comment, if you will. Again, there were two. They wrapped them up separately. I've never seen a Pyrex dish with jack-o'-lanterns on it, ever. And let me know if you have, or if you even have some yourselves. They're just so great. I love them. I wouldn't limit them to Halloween. I would use them year-round because, again, I just love it. I love that aesthetic. No covers. I don't know if they were meant to have covers or not, but they are Pyrex. It says it right on the bottom there. And I've just never seen them. So I did get two of these. Again, a very reasonable price. It might have been $10 for both of them, so well worth it. And that's it for that store. Everything I got was something I really love. I have so much in the house now. Anyone listening, please tell me if you have the same issue, if you can't stop picking things up. It's just a joy for me. It's my sort of escape, and it brings me this serenity. And it's thrifting, and it's really reasonable prices, and it's only things I really love and I'll use. So I try not to feel too guilty. It's just what I love to do. I can forego fancy restaurants. I can forego big trips. I don't care about that. This is what I care about. So hopefully I have some kindred spirits who are watching and can really relate to that. Okay, the second store was Savers, and this is in North Attleboro. I love Savers because it is big, and I know this particular store pretty well, so I know where to go first, what is most interesting to me. Usually my friend and I start in home goods and work our way over to clothing. However, in this case, because it's close to Halloween, and I can tell you this, I don't know if you already know this, this is the time to look for vintage. If you want to find vintage, what happens is a lot of these stores save some of their vintage pieces and put them out before Halloween because they're thinking people will use them as costumes. And it can be a real treasure trove. I found a few pieces and I bought them. It doesn't mean I needed them, but I couldn't resist because they're just really cool pieces. And as I said, a lot of times people will wear vintage for costuming. But if you have stores around you that do that, and you're looking for vintage at a good price, that's where you want to start, right at the Halloween rack. So that's what I did, the costume rack, and I found a few pieces. So let me see if I can dig those out for you. The first one is this Joseph A. Bank. I don't know if you know that name. It's a very high-end store, particularly menswear, and it looks like it was never even worn. It is so beautiful. It's a shirt. I love a shirt. It's got the button-down collar. It's a button-up shirt, and it's got purple aqua. Well, it's a hot pink, I guess. This is like a purpley blue. But it's just in great shape, and you can wear this any time of year with anything, but it was in the costume rack. What can I tell you? For a high-end men's shirt, I paid $3.99, which was on the tag, but I had 20% off everything. So that was a real bargain. So I would definitely wear this shirt and style this up. The next thing is this really cool piece. I love this thing. I love anything that you can either wear as a scarf or you can wrap around the waist, have like a little skirt over your pants or over a dress just for a little bit more fun. If you hear creaking, it's not a ghost. It's my cat trying to get in the door. She succeeded. But this, I just love it. It's sparkly. It's like a deep rusty maroon with the black sequins. And I just think, and it's got fringe. How did I not buy that? I can add this to so many things. And the folks that come to my events when I do styling with thrifted and vintage items, this is the kind of thing I would bring with me and show them different ways that they could wear it. This was $2.99. And of course I got 20% off of that as well. So fabulous. Let's see. Where is that other one? I think this is it. Yes. This was also in the Halloween pile. Wrangler, old, 70s. Permanent press, dagger collar, and it's Western. I love this thing. I love to do Western once in a while. I have a few shirts that are Western inspired, but I just do love that. I have some boots that sort of resemble cowboy boots, but I had some great red ones. What's the name of that brand? I can't think of it right now. Oh, it's going to kill me. But some beautiful red boots that I wore for years, and I finally gave them up, and I'm so sorry I did because they're really expensive. Justin is the name. Really good boot brand. The back looks like this with a little stitching around this plaid area. So this has what we used to call pearl button or their snap button. Beautiful designs and in great shape. And it was only $6.99 with 20% off for a vintage Wrangler. Love it, love it. Getting away from the true vintage at the costume area, this is, I just thought this was cool. It's Proenza Schooler for Target. But I have done well once in a while, if I get a jacket or a piece with a collab with a store like Target, it's usually pretty well made. I mean, this doesn't have a lining. It's lined, but it's not lined with anything heavy. It's just like a cotton. But it is, does have a lining to it. It just doesn't feel like it's lined, but it's comfortable. I just love the style. Look at the lapels and also at the bottom. It's almost like a military inspiration and it fits really well. It's probably Y2K because it's a shorter jacket. So that's what I think it is. And it's just adorable. It fits really well. I have very long arms and the sleeves come exactly where they should be. They're not high water sleeves. They're nice and long. So I like this collab, and I did very well with this too. It was $7.99 with 20% off. So sometimes you just gotta grab it when you see it. You won't see it again. Okay, this belt just popped up next. I love wide belts. I love styling with these, and this is just, it's not stretchy. It's just that woven. It's a navy woven belt. How do I describe it? It's just very light and easy to wear, but I love the width of it. And then this is a faux tortoiseshell clip, so you can it's very easy to wear. It just goes right through and you pull it. Sometimes belts like this are tough because over time they'll start loosening when you're moving around. But this one I tried in the store and it was pretty easy to keep in place. This can be over a jacket. It could be over a sweater, anything really, just to give it a little style and a little, touch of whimsy. And this was only $2.99. So again, nice 20% discount off that $3. Oh, I think this is the favorite find I had of the day. It was late in the day and I hadn't really looked through the sweaters that much because I'm so loaded with them. But this one was right at the end of the rack. Sometimes you just get lucky and it's something that you're supposed to have, and it found me. So this is a loft. It's a really soft, like a mohair black sweater. But look at the design. It just has all of these cute little stones all over it. I just love it. And the buttons are even nice stones. If I can pull that up there. And then even the cuffs have these little designs on them too, near the end of the sleeve. So a lot of fun. This was up a little bit higher, but I know I'll wear this all the time in the winter. All different ways. Dress it up, dress it down. $12.79 minus the 20%. So pretty good deal. I probably paid about $9 for this sweater, and it's fabulous. I love it. And I don't remember. Oh, yeah, this was the other thing I got out of the Halloween section. This is an 80s dress. I think it's awesome. You can always tell, not only by the labeling, this is Maggie Boutique, but by the padded shoulders and just by the style. This is velvet. And look at the belt, the self belt that's just on it. In the back has a button closure. And it's just, I checked it out completely. It has buttons up the back, which is pretty typical for that period for like a dressy dress. And then in the back, it has a zipper under the belt. If you can see that zipper, but yeah, there it is. And so it's got the zipper, it's got buttons, it's got that little gorgeous little satin belt, and it is a midi length, which again, typical for the 80s. So I think this will fit. I haven't tried it on yet, but I would totally wear this for a holiday or for a special occasion. It's just really nice. I mean, like I say all the time, you can't get what was made in the 80s or even the 90s. The quality has changed so much. But this is a really cool piece. And it was with the Halloween stuff. Go figure. I'm telling you, get over there. Don't walk, run to your thrift store. Get some of this great stuff while it's still there. And I think this is the last thing. I bought 2 glasses because my parents had these with the silver rim when I was young. But these are a different shape. So these are perfect for stemless wine. I couldn't resist. And I remember we had them. I do have one in my stash because if you watched Mad Men about the 1960s advertising agency on Madison Avenue, you'll see the guys in the agency, they drank during the day. They had bars in their offices, and they had the smaller version of these in their hands. They each had one with a drink in it, of course. And that's the one my parents had. So I got 2 for $3.49 with 20% off. So really, really cool. I was very happy with that. And last but not least, I'm going to go and get my last 2 things. Along with this piece, last week at our thrift store, I found 2 turtlenecks that I really needed. I have turtlenecks of different weights, but I needed a black one just like this. It's like the old Gap ones it reminds me of. I wore them all through part of the 80s and the 90s. They had this great turtleneck, just a nice medium knit, and always layer it with other sweaters or jackets. And I needed one. I found one. This is H&M. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's in great condition. I'm not crazy about fast fashion, but as long as you're recycling it and not letting it go to the landfill, I think you're okay. And I love it. So there's this one, and then I get this beautiful gray one. Not my best color, but layered with more color, it'll be fine. This is a DKNY. And let me tell you, look at the little puff sleeves. Can you see the little puff? I love that. A lot of times that's not going to show because I usually layer something over it. It's cold up here in Vermont. But I got to tell you, both are great, but immediately you feel this gray one, you can feel the difference in quality, big time, from the H&M one. There's more fabric, but it's softer. It just feels more expensive. So just keep that in mind too when you're looking at things. Really compare so that you can really tell, even just walking by an aisle and just touching the fabrics, you can tell what is better made and what is not. So that is my video for today. I hope you enjoy these thrift hauls. Oh, by the way, I thrifted these earrings too recently. These are 80s. These are definitely, they had a line called 1928, which was based on, more historic pieces of jewelry. And that's the time I was, really getting into Victorian and a lot of the antique fashion and accessories. But these I just thrifted recently, and they were a 1928 brand. So I just really like those too. So let me know in the comments if you enjoy thrifting like I do. And my seniors out there, please don't give up on fashion. We had a nice discussion. I did a 1950s cocktail culture, 50s and 60s the other day for a lovely group in Framingham, Massachusetts. And we were talking about fashion, and they were all older ladies like myself. And we talked about how they were all dressed beautifully. It was really cool to see that. And some of them had some really funky things on. And it was just so nice. And we talked about why shouldn't we still enjoy dressing? Especially now, like I said, we have more freedom. We have more freedom to not be pleasing everybody. We can just please ourselves. So go out there, get into some thrifting, look at some clothing and accessories, and please enjoy yourselves. Fashion and dressing should be fun. It shouldn't be a drag every day you get up. So go out and have fun. I have videos every Friday that come out at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I have a website, spiritsoffashion.com. I'm going to be doing probably some free webinars and other free things just to get people a little more exposure to what I love, and hopefully you can learn from that too. So I hope you all have a great week. I hope you're all feeling well and happy, and I will see you in the next video. And always remember, style never dies. Bye.